I say, that's cool. The average person climbs the ladder. I'm not average. So I just want to know how to get to the result, you see. I want you guys to stop thinking that way. Then you will be able to manifest miracles. It starts from the way you think. Everybody inhale. Slow exhale. Okay? The second way to get rid of the subconscious programming, I'm going to share with you how it works. Okay? So second way to get rid of subconscious programming, but because you guys wrote a whole list down, I want you guys to actually set this as your homework activity tonight to get the aha moments tomorrow. Because everybody needs, maybe some people need more time, some people need less time. Some people have bigger shit inside the brain, some people have less shit inside the brain, you see? Okay? So some people need more, some people need less. In NLP, we call this cognitive reframing. Cognitive reframing, the process of it is actually very simple. It's understanding that the brain's memory, this is how your subconscious memory is stored right now, is stored in by this part here called the amygdala. The amygdala captures emotions and it stores it in the hippocampus, which is the memory. This is on the stem of your brain. These are the two organs on the stem of your brain. How many of you on this call, you are not so good with memory? Your memory is not that good. Just raise your hand nice and high. Nice and high. Nice and high so I can see it. Point to yourself and say, it is good. Right? Say, my memory is good. Okay? And you're like, hey, wait there a second. Wishful thinking is not going to make my memory any better. But this isn't wishful thinking. Your memory is good. How many of you think that your memory is bad, but you remember something from childhood? Raise your hand, please. You think your memory is bad, but you remember something from childhood. What does that mean? It means you're lying. You say your memory is bad, you remember something from 10, 20, 30 years ago? How is it bad? It's because you don't know how memory works. Memory purely works on emotion. I can guarantee you every single thing that you remember from when you were a kid was either an extremely happy moment or an extremely sad moment or an extremely excited, surprising moment. It was when your emotions were stimulated. Those are the times you remember. You remember the times you were upset. You remember the times you were happy and excited. How many of you are following what I'm saying here? Right? What does that show? It shows that's how our memory works. Now, if we want to reframe what's inside the subconscious, actually it's extremely simple. The process is simple. And I'm going to break it down for you guys so you guys know how to do this homework. Please do this homework after today's session. Okay? I want you to pick out, and I want you to find these things. So what you want to do, step one, right? You want to find the limiting belief. Okay? Number two, you want to try to recall your earliest childhood memory that was related to this thing. An example I give a lot of the time is I was throwing money away for a long time and I didn't realize I was self-sabotaging. I was trying to throw, even if I earned more money, I was throwing it out. I didn't realize I had a subconscious limiting belief around money. And that limiting belief was my earliest childhood memory of money. When did I hear about money first? Was on my 5-year-old birthday. When it was my birthday, Dad wasn't there. I asked Mum, where's Dad? Mum said, Dad's out there making money. I'm saying, why does Dad choose money instead of me? So in my mind was, money means no love. Money means no family. How many of you are following what I'm saying? right? So you find your earliest childhood memory. Usually it's up to the age of 7 years old. Usually it's before this time. This is when we are most receptive. Those first 7 years governed our whole life. Now it's time to change it. So we recall the earliest childhood memory related to that thing that we're finding hard to break the pattern. Then what do? Number 3, we recall, right? We revisit. So we go back to that moment. You want to do this with eyes closed, okay? This is a closed eyes process. Visualize. Right? Revisit with your eyes closed, that moment. Go back to that moment when that scene happened. Now, when you're back at that scene, what you want to do, right? You must have had some sort of pain. Let's say, for example, some of you think you're not good enough. Maybe sometime in your upbringing, your mom, your dad said you're not good enough. Maybe you got the blame for doing something and you've held that with you till now. Maybe one of your limiting beliefs around love. Relationships don't work. Relationships, arguments are part of relationships. It's supposed to be there. Maybe when you were younger, you observed mom and dad arguing. Maybe you observed mom leaving dad or dad leaving mom. Maybe you observe certain things. Go back to that moment. Okay? Now, for some of you, it might get emotional there. If it does, it's okay. It's just a release. After revisiting it, what do? While we are there, what you want to do is you want to be a witnesser. You want to witness it with no emotions. So now you are observing how it played out. You are now removing emotion from it. So almost like watching a movie. So now this in NLP is called disassociation. So you want to disassociate yourself with that childhood memory. It's got nothing to do with you. You're just watching a movie. Okay? So you would do disassociation. You would put yourself separate, just watching the scene. So you will not be the child who's watching mom and dad. You will remove yourself. That's how you disassociate. You will remove yourself from the one that's the child. You will be watching you as the child, observing that. So you are now watching the movie. Are you guys following what I'm saying here? Just give me a hand raise if you're following. Okay? Everybody inhale. Slow, exhale. This is a very powerful process, by the way. I'm giving you this because a lot of people, when you go to NLP practitioners, you go to healers, you go to different things, they'll do a very similar timeline therapy. But actually, you are capable of changing it yourself. That's why I want to able you with this skill, so that in any way going forward, you have any limiting doubts, you know how to go back and change it. Right? This can help everything, by the way. I'm going to give you an example. So, you witness, you disassociate yourself. Then what you want to do, okay, while you're disassociating yourself, what you want to do now is you want to change, right, to your favorite senses. And I'm going to explain how you do this, okay? Favorite senses, sensories, okay? So what this means is, while you are watching the movie play, while, let's say, mom and dad are in a fight, I want you to change your senses, starting from colors. You are watching them fight, change to your favorite color. Okay, whatever that color is. You can bring in the pinks and the yellows, whatever you want to bring in. Bring in whatever colors. Change their faces. It looks cartoon. It looks funny. Change to your favorite colors. It's bright. It's like a rainbow, right? And look at it. Observe and just think, wow, that looks funny. Okay? Now, you change the colors. What do you want to do now? You want to change the sounds. You're watching that movie play. They're arguing. You change the sounds. Put on your favorite music. Whatever that favorite music is for you, put that music on in your head, right? Sing it if you wish. While you're seeing it, sing it if you wish, right? Then you hear that sound while you're witnessing. Still the same scene. You're witnessing your favorite song. That song, think of the song that makes you happy all the time, right? When you hear it, it just makes you in that mood, right? So think of that song. That's your sensory, your hearing senses, right? Then what you do, so you change the colors, you change the sounds, change the smell. So your favorite smells, what do you like the smell of? Put your favorite smell there. Now you're looking at the scenery and you're like, this is very interesting now. Right? Now you're laughing at this scene. It's funny. Right? So this is what you want to do. That will reframe the whole situation. It will take a pain relation and switch it to a pleasure relation. Once you do that, it removes that from a negative belief in your mind. And then you finish off number 6 by what? By the new empowering statement. While you are watching that scene play, you're still watching the scene, by the way. You're still watching the scene, the argument. While it's gone pink and yellow, you can put a unicorn there or a panda there if you wish. Do what you wish. Right? Visuals have changed. Smell has changed. Your favorite song is playing in the background. You're still observing it. And now you finish off, now in positive mode, with the chant of your empowering belief that is the opposite to what you went in as. So if it was, I'm not lovable, I'm extremely lovable. Whatever that last thing is, now you do the reframing. Now you do the reframing. So those are the steps I want you guys to actually keep fresh in your mind. And I want you guys to go through it tonight. That is cognitive reframing. That is the act of pulling out the roots and putting in the fresh grass there, you see.